Okay, it's all in. Now, when I initially bolted it in, this shaft seemed like it was off center a little bit, and it may be. It really doesn't seem that bad now. Before, I was like watching it, and it was really pushing down on that bearing. What I did is I loosened my little bolt here and played. I played with it so it kept in. I guess it found the center, so that's a good thing. And you see right there, I have the linkage actually hooked up under the car. It's not touching that bolt actually, so it was good that I put a smaller bolt. And when I go down, so basically I'm not touching anywhere here with this. Even though like I was trying to figure out a way to put it all the way up and all the way down, now it's not touching either because it's not necessary. Now, as far as this, I don't have the rod hooked up underneath the car. I have the bracket, so the bracket will limit how far I can go. But because this one was off, it was really playing with that, and it ended up being I really needed this longer. Now that it's in the car, but it's smooth like butter now. So I forgot. Is it reverse down on this or reverse up? So towards you and down. Okay, neutral. Right there in the middle is neutral. Reverse. First. Wait, if that was first, down second, and then up third. Okay, so this is pretty fucking awesome, I want to say. Yeah, it was a little bit scary because I had to like force the clamp underneath the hood. Like wraps around the aluminum clamp. It kind of had to push it a little bit and put some tension on it. I don't think it'd be a big deal. I mean, other than snapping the aluminum. But I'm talking about I had to move it over. Like, I kind of had to hold it like a quarter of an inch. And there is like an oval hole where that pin sits inside. So it's cheating probably on one side, the path of least resistance. And also by pushing up on the whole steering column and then tightening it, it was in a better place just with that. I mean, it really moves nice. I'm quite shocked. Just playing with it now. The only thing is, you can see I have the screwdriver here because I have no steering wheel on. It actually will, which is probably part of the original problem when I was saying it was wobbling. Right there, it kind of touches. And depending what position you're in, see, watch when I do this. First of all, it doesn't want to, it goes. Hang on, that's not the place. That's the one, the inner one. Doesn't really hit on the outs and the outside one, but right there it's touching. So when I actually turn it, which is probably not good to do right now. Come on. I mean, it just grazes it, but there is a point that where you put it, it does bind. So trying to see if I can get a good. Yeah, right there. You see it? Got this other light here, and I'm kind of blinding my screen, so watch that. Come on. Come on. See it? Just went down. Kind of went up and down. So obviously I gotta grind a little bit off. Yeah, right there. Now you can't have that because it's moving so nice. You don't want to bind, and then you're gonna feel it in your steering. But right there, all the way up with the adjustment. I had to play with the adjustment a little bit, but I mean, I couldn't ask for anything better for something that kind of looks sloppy. But if I had to do it again, I would have probably used like a billet steel kind of thing, where something slides in and out of itself, like a more perfect fit. you know, but in a certain sense, I guess what it's going pretty good now, you know. That's not really doing any harm. And like I said, this was impossible to move with the other adjustments, and now it's moving like butter. The only thing that's a little funny, like I said over here, it's like it can kind of move in and out. But you know what? It's funny how there's a clean spot right there, like as if it was in. So I don't know if I push up on the rod. Actually, that really won't do anything because it'll just slide in. I think that aluminum thing, I'd have to push up on it, I think. And I'm happy the way it is, so maybe I'll play with it again. But like I said, I got to adjust the wiring. I got to adjust the grinding of the thing. But I almost don't want to take it apart, or maybe I'll make some kind of lines in that. It may not be that difficult once you loosen it up, you know, to re-tighten it again. You know, I was thinking about a clamp for that. I didn't check the bolt. Because the bolt right there, the gold bolt, it may get close. And even the body of that, like, it's crazy how close that is. I mean, oops, I can technically, you know, come on. Yeah, that's crazy close. You can technically make those things smaller, or just put a little dip in it where I think the bolt is going to be. It's probably going to be fine. I could put a different bolt. I could put like a little, you know, like the same type of bolt like that, like an Allen head bolt. But this is pretty satisfying, I must say. It's pretty crazy how that worked out. I can trim this off right here. Kind of fix that, I guess. But I'm pretty stoked. This is gonna be pretty much working the way you see it, the way I did it. And all things considered, I didn't put a lot of time into it. I mean, I did this on a Ford Festiva, and it practically fell into place. It really wasn't that bad. This is a lot more work, but I'm quite impressed. You know, I really am. Maybe I'll put like a felt washer in here so it doesn't make that clang. But then I lose space, so I don't know. I can grind that thing, so maybe even a rubber O-ring. That way I can still kind of smash it in, you know. And again, I didn't hook up this the original linkage, and it's very possible I hook up the original linkage and it doesn't even need to articulate that far, which is probably what I should do. I probably should, you know, hook this up. Because right now I'm having all this. I mean, very simply. Where am I? I don't have a cotter pin in it. Does it go in the big hole? Is that where it's meant? There's a small hole here. Yes, okay, so what was that for? Like a sort of spring on that? Oh, I guess the square fits inside the round hole, and if you space it properly, I gather it'll conform. I had a bunch of bullshit up here, but all these cotter pins were kind of, you know, me yanking on them and shit, so I actually found the two original bolts for this guy up here. They were still here after all these months, because knowing me, you know. Anyway, yeah, I'm like, what do? I put a fucking vice grip on it for now? Yeah, maybe I can do that. I don't know if it's gonna actually, probably will fall right off as soon as I try to pull it. Let's see. I don't know. Is that neutral? That should be neutral. And that doesn't even move that direction. Oh, and Jesus, that doesn't hardly move in that direction. That doesn't even seem right. So now the rod is, now the whole shaft is going back and forth. That's interesting. Kind of fell out of the hole. Okay, so that's why it fell out of the hole, so it's gonna probably just, you know, where am I? Go like that. So, wow, this doesn't really go anywhere. Is there another linkage? Is this the wrong one? Damn. Sorry, I'm looking and I'm not looking through the camera, so I can't see if anybody else sees it. But damn. Unless it's like you gotta have a lot of force on it. This thing doesn't even look like it moves. It's not even a 1/4 inch. I mean, I barely feel it. Urgh. I mean, you're talking a little tiny bit. That's pretty crazy. That's all you get. I mean, most of these cars, I mean, I've driven other old cars like this, and I don't quite remember that kind of crappy ratio. You know what? It's almost like it's spring-loaded. I guess you can lean into it, and you can get more out of it. I guess more than I would with pushing my hand, and that's why they do it. Hopefully my setup doesn't have too much deflection. But I guess, you know, it just comes out enough. I mean, if you look at it barely goes. I mean, I assume, like I said, if you start, you know, going harder with it, that, what is that supposed to be, like a rubber bushing, and it's just gone? Because this one up here is a rubber bushing. I took the washers off. This thing, I just kind of threw it in, but that's a shifting linkage. And I see a hole at the bottom of that other one, but this, I believe it's connected to the gas pedal. Yeah, I think this is, because this is a 50s engine. Yeah, see, when you hit the gas pedal, it doesn't move. But if I move the thing with the hole in it. Am I touching the right thing? Nope. Yeah, this thing's kind of just, yeah, but if you go all the way forward, so that it probably moves when you floor it. I'm sure there's some kind of an adjustment. But this is probably for automatic. I really wonder if this engine was automatic, because it would keep leading me to want to go to an automatic, you know, kind of rendering what I'm doing kind of useless, you know. But that nut there is not tight as well, so that could be another thing with this, but it's not a big deal. I'm pretty happy. So pretty interesting how that doesn't really move that much now that I'm on it, and I don't see how rubber is going to help me over there, but I also don't see how, you know, I got to get some pictures on the internet, because I mean, it's like the square fits inside the hole, you know, but it kind of doesn't seem kosher, you know. Oops, sorry. See, square fits in that hole. I was trying to get in this little guy, you know, but it doesn't go. Even if I lift it up and I'm like, wait, yeah, that is not the same size hole. Yet this can move so much more. It's kind of what you expect it to move, you know? It's like, boy. So, something's going to be rigged with that, or I got to get some pictures on the internet. So, that's about it. I think I'm dead for the night. It's going to stay in there for now. I didn't quite look to see about my thing if it's touching the master cylinder or not, because it kind of, you know, was funny to say the least. I can't really tell. You know what you do then? You take a piece of paper, because if it's not touching, it's a good thing. I kept wanting to go up with it, so I don't see why I couldn't go. But it doesn't really go. Oh, look at that. Woohoo! That's good. That means it's not binding. That means I can get the cap off. Because it was funny. I think when it was in originally, it was messing with me. But then I changed the master cylinder. I had an aluminum master cylinder because I didn't want it to rust. But because the rod was coming in on an angle that I had it kind of like ruined the seals, or I kept pumping it when it was dry. I never put any, so those aluminum go fast master cylinders are a little funny. So I got this from the auto parts store. Same size piston and everything. I had to deal with the plugs on the other side, and the thing fit like a fucking charm. It was like so much smaller, the cast iron one. So I'm like, fuck it, let it rust, you know, let it look rusted, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, so that was, this was pretty much a pleasant experience. This clamp I put here is a good idea, because I'm making up for the hole that I fucking put, and I put one screw there, put a piece of sheet metal, bent it around, but I'm going to have to bend this on the other side there, you know, or rotate the clamp in some other way, you know. Not a huge deal, but, you know, ultimately that's going to be a problem. So, all right, that's it. Have a good night, all.